The most dangerous creation of any society is the man who has nothing to lose. People are trapped in history, and history is trapped in them. Those who say it can't be done are usually interrupted by others doing it. Love does not begin and end the way we seem to think it does. Love is a battle. Love is a war. Love is a growing up. It is certain, in any case, that ignorance, allied with power, is the most ferocious enemy justice can have. Anyone who has ever struggled with poverty knows how extremely expensive it is to be poor. To be a Negro in this country and to be relatively conscious is to be in our age almost all the time. I love America more than any other country in this world. And exactly for this reason, I insist on the right to criticize her perpetually. Children have never been very good at listening to their elders, but they have never failed to imitate them. I imagine one of the reasons people cling to their hates so stubbornly is because they sense, once hate is gone, they will be forced to deal with pain. I am what time, circumstance, history have made of me, certainly, but I am also much more than that. So are we all. There is never time in the future in which we will work out our salvation. The challenge is in the moment. The time is always now. Love takes off masks that we fear we cannot live without and know we cannot live within. The paradox of education is precisely this, that as one begins to become conscious, one begins to examine the society in which he is being educated. Nothing is more desirable than to be released from an affliction, but nothing is more frightening than to be divested of a crutch. The world is before you, and you need not take it or leave it as it was when you came in. People pay for what they do, and still more for what they have allowed themselves to become. And they pay for it very simply by the lives they lead. Be careful, what you set your heart upon, for it will surely be yours. Any writer, I suppose, feels that the world into which he was born is nothing less than a conspiracy against the cultivation of his talent. An identity would seem to be arrived at by the way in which the person faces and uses his experience. American history is longer, larger, more various, more beautiful, and more terrible than anything anyone has ever said about it. People who treat other people as less than human must not be surprised when the bread they have cast on the waters comes floating back to them, poisoned. I've always believed that you can think positive just as well as you can think negative. To be sensual, I think, is to respect and rejoice in the force of life itself, and to be present in all that one does, from the effort of loving to the making of bread. Nobody is more dangerous than he who imagines himself pure in heart, for his purity, by definition, is unassailable. It is very nearly impossible to become an educated person in a country so distrustful of the independent mind. Everybody's journey is individual. If you fall in love with a boy, you fall in love with a boy. The fact that many Americans consider it a disease says more about them than it does about homosexuality. Fires can't be made with dead embers, nor can enthusiasm be stirred by spiritless men. Enthusiasm in our daily work lightens effort and turns even labor into pleasant tasks. The future is like heaven. Everyone exalts it, but no one wants to go there now. Education is indoctrination if you're white, subjugation if you're black.